This is the very first phone from CMF by nothing. There's a massive hype about this product. Some people are just straight up hating it because of the design, while some can't even wait to buy the product. The Phone 1 is a bizarre looking toy, and like I mentioned before, this device can actually break the smartphone market. It is the most important device that CMF has ever launched, and you can literally get this smartphone for free because there is a massive giveaway going on. And I'm not just going to cover the CMF Phone 1 in this video, but also the CMF Watch Pro 2 and the CMF Buds Pro 2. All the leaks and information in one video, which I'm sure you don't want to miss out. So make sure to watch till the end. Also, if you want me to review any of the products from here, just comment the name of the product down below and I'll see if I can buy and review it for you. Even before the main launch event, nothing has revealed all the specifications of the CMF Phone 1, and it's starting to take an interesting shape. In the box, you will get the phone, a SIM ejector, cable, and user manual. That is all. No accessories, no case, no charger in box, which is rare in this price range. CMF has their own charger, which is an extra 2200 rupees. Gallium nitride, 65 watt, supporting up to 3 outputs, 1 USB-A and 2 USB-Cs. CMF also claims their smartphones, each of them, go through a lot of testing in order to provide the best quality and experience. They talked about that in a short. This entire idea of nothing to be unique and different from the entire smartphone market was working for his brand, and I didn't really expect it to be in CMF, except for, the dial. But turns out the Phone 1 will be actually very unique. I mean, just look at this. You can swap the back cover with a different one, attach different accessories, and you can also get this funky little stand. You get none of the accessories in the box, so you have to spend extra in order to buy them and use this design to its full potential. Else it is just another smartphone with a unique back design. I guess this design has to be used without a phone case, or there will be a different kind of a case made specifically for this phone. There are people who absolutely are hyped up about this phone because of its unique design. And then there are some people who think it's just straight up ugly. Now, this is very much expected because the design of this phone is not very neutral. It really has its own character, which makes it really stand out from the other budget phones. Okay, the main camera will be a 50 megapixel Sony sensor, so it's expected to be high quality. And there will be a second camera for better depth detection, so you get better portrait photos. CMF has not included any ultra-wide camera. It would be great if we had an ultra-wide and a main camera, but I guess they are focusing more on perfecting things. So 2 cameras for the portrait mode is better than having a separate ultra-wide camera, which will be around 8 or 12 megapixels. And the photos coming out would be so much different from the 50 megapixel camera, which is the main camera. So instead of going for 2 cheap cameras, CMF included a high quality Sony sensor of 50 megapixels. And I really respect that. And the camera also supports 2x in-sensor zoom. Okay, next let us talk about the processor. Now, I consider this to be the most important part of a smartphone, and according to CMF, they have confirmed that they're going to use the MediaTek's Dimensity 7300 chipset. So there can be a lot of confusion about this because the Nothing 2A actually uses the 7200 chip, and it's a costlier phone than the CMF Phone 1. So is the CMF Phone 1 packed with a better processor at a lesser price? No, because Dimensity 7300 is actually not the successor of the Dimensity 7200. It's probably the successor of Dimensity 7050. I know how bad the naming scheme is, but the Dimensity 7200 is just better than the Dimensity 7300. Okay, next let us talk about the RAM. So the base model of the CMF Phone 1 will be having 6 GB of RAM. Someone actually commented in my previous video that there will be 16 GB of RAM. Now, this is a very common misconception among the consumers, and sometimes it is also kind of like false advertisement. So it's actually 8 GB plus 8 GB, as you can see in CMF's product video. So it's 8 GB in their higher model as the base RAM, and you can go for that expansion feature, which basically converts a part of your storage into RAM. So there are 2 caveats. 1, it is definitely not as fast as a RAM, and 2, it uses a portion of your storage. So if your storage is almost near full and then you try to turn it on, it just won't work. Or if you already have it enabled, it would just get disabled. So I have the same thing enabled on my phone. I didn't notice any difference in performance. So I don't really know how useful it is in real life. I guess it's kind of like Linux swap, but I'm not really sure what is the technology behind this. Okay, now the storage. So it will have maximum of 128 GBs of storage, but you can actually expand it further with an SD card slot, and you can expand it up to 2 terabytes, which is a lot of storage. Now, I don't really know if anyone would be using that much of storage on a smartphone, that too on a budget one at the price of around 16,000 rupees. But I guess it is good to have that option. So you can just connect or use a 1 TB or 2 TBs of SD card, and it would just work with your smartphone. Okay, now about the display, and I'm really impressed by the display quality of CMF Phone 1, and it is actually confirmed now. It was confirmed. All of the things that I'm saying in this video are actually confirmed, and CMF has already shown in their videos in the past 9 days, and the screen is so high quality. It's a HDR10 plus 120Hz Super AMOLED display, and the 120Hz is actually adaptive, so it uses less of your battery. It has a peak brightness of 2000 nits, and look how beautiful the display looks in the video that CMF has shown for the comparison with a normal LCD display. And by the way, there is an in-display fingerprint sensor for biometric unlock. This definitely won't be a flexible screen like Nothing uses in order to ensure all the bezels are consistent, but at the same time, this phone will not have a chin. So Nothing has actually increased the bezels in the upper 3 sides so that it matches the bottom chin. And it looks much nicer than having inconsistent bezels and a really annoying chin. I really love how Nothing actually gives attention to these small details. And I guess it will have a single bottom speaker, but there's not much information available as of now from CMF. I was really hoping for some at least average haptics like Xiaomi Redmi Note series phones with a linear motor, but turns out that won't be the case. For haptics, they are using an eccentric rotating mouse motor. This will definitely cheapen the haptic experience. The same motor is used in budget phones and the vibration is just so bad. I was kind of expecting Nothing to use a better motor, but I think at this price point I shouldn't have expected. Okay, next is the battery, and CMF is actually using a 5000 milliampere battery, and they are actually claiming it would last 2 days. Now, I don't know, you can't confirm before testing, but it's an official statement from the brand. So batteries mostly have electrodes on either side because it is cheaper to make, but there are some disadvantages like Nothing mentioned. It affects the battery life and the battery runs hotter. So to avoid that and increase the battery life, CMF actually has put the electrodes at the middle of the battery. This makes the battery last longer and cooler. And finally, we have some more info about the other products which are going to launch on the 8th of July. That is the Watch Pro 2 and the Buds Pro 2. What's interesting is the colors. The colors look so well adapted and it's so well matching. In the Watch Pro 2, they have actually talked about interchangeable bezels. I really like the term bezels they have used because there would be visible bezels in the smartwatch, and they have not really tried to hide it in their advertisement. Unlike some of the lower priced smartwatches and brands, in advertisement the screen is like those infinity screens, and when you get the actual product you're just disappointed because there's so much of bezel. So that won't be the case in Watch Pro 2. But anyway, let us just focus on one product, which is the Watch Pro 2, and then we can talk about the Buds Pro 2. Okay, the first things first, the body will be made out of aluminum alloy, which would not just give it a very premium look, but also a premium feel. The display would be circular, like you have already seen in the pictures. It would be an AMOLED display and a size of 1.32 inch, and it comes with auto brightness. The Watch 2 Pro would also have gesture control. Here is the teased image. Okay, now since the bezels are interchangeable, you can actually go for 2 different looks like teased by Nothing. One is this really sharp looking modern look, and you can also go for this soft rounded look. I personally would prefer the sharp one. It looks much more modern. Okay, next is the Buds Pro 2. It's also coming in 3 different colors, that is blue, black and orange. Now I don't really have any confirmation about the watch, so I would expect it to be coming out in the same colors, that is the blue, black and orange. The Buds Pro 2 would have a customizable smart dial. You can use it for turning up the volume, turning it down. You can turn on or off the ANC modes from the dial itself, and you can do a ton of customization. I guess you can also change among the different presets of equalizers which would be available in the pairing app, and you can directly change it from the smart dial. Next, it would come with 50 decibels of hybrid active noise cancellation, and of course you will get dual drivers. So I would expect a really good bass and clarity in these earbuds. Also, they have this Clear Voice 2.0 which is also present in the Buds Pro 2. Okay, this is how you can still get the phone for free. There is a new student referral program currently going on in CMF's website. Top 50 people who would win this, and they would win a new CMF Buy Nothing product. The steps are very easy. It's all explained on their website. It's provided in the description below. You can click the link from there. Okay, so that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.